So it looks like there's once again momentum behind the NCAA tournament expanding to 76 teams in 2027. And I've got an idea. How about we leave the tournament alone? Even beyond the fact that very few people actually want this to happen, it's just a dumb idea. Every time these people start pumping their pro-expansion argument, they always say something along the lines of, well, we want to make sure that our tournament is equitable and that everyone has a fair shot to compete. We want to expand access. They always make it about access, which, first of all, it's about money. Okay, we can just call it for what it is. And I think people maybe wouldn't agree, but would at least respect the honesty a bit more if they would just come out and say that. Secondly, can we talk about how dumb this access argument is? Oh my goodness. There's 68 teams that get in. It's a 35-game regular season. If you don't get into the NCAA tournament, it's because you weren't good enough. Bottom line, point blank period. You were not good enough. And even if you had a terrible season, you didn't live up to expectations, you suffered through injuries, something just didn't go your way, you still have the golden ticket of winning your conference tournament. What do you mean fair access? As far as I'm concerned, everyone has a fair shot to get in. Everyone does. And the reason they keep going back to making it about access is because it sounds nice and it's vague enough that people will fill in the blanks for them. So there is a segment of people out there who say stuff like, well, I'm okay if the NCAA tournament expands as long as those bids are going to deserving mid-majors. And you say it out loud and you know that that's not how this is going to go. You know that's not what's going to happen. Those bids, 85 to 90% of the time, are going to go to mid-power conference teams who we don't need to see in the NCAA tournament. We simply don't need to see them. When this inevitably happens and they end up expanding to 76 teams or whatever number they end up settling on, we're going to have situations where teams will go 0-14 in quad 1 or even come in with a quad 3 loss on the resume. And they won't just be in. They'll be in easily, not even sweating it out on Selection Sunday. And sure, maybe one or two good mid-majors will end up getting one of these bids. But for the most part, it's just going to be power conference slop. That's all it's going to be. You're just willingly diluting the product. You're making the regular season matter a whole lot less. Just for the sake of what? A few extra bucks? Pro-expansion people like Seth Davis will say, well, what makes 68 a perfect number? Why'd you decide 68 is perfect? Which is a total straw man. Nobody's actually saying that. But for these purposes, 68 is perfect insofar as it leaves the tournament alone. We don't need to change it. 76 teams is just too many. If the tournament can't reasonably fit on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, I'm good.